Hi everyone and welcome back to Googie's Kitchen, and if you are new here then hello and welcome. My name's Alexis and I post 2 videos a week on a Tuesday and a Thursday at 7 AM. So if you love a recipe video like this one and you want to see more, then please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And now I'm going to share with you how to make my delicious oven baked black bean chilli. As I just mentioned, today I want to share with you how to make my delicious oven baked black bean chilli. Now this recipe is really easy to do, and I have to be honest with you, the last thing I want to do on a warm summer's day, and I know this sounds strange coming from someone who loves to cook, but the last thing I want to do is to be standing over a hot stove cooking when it's really warm outside. So I have been finishing my meals off in the oven, and I have to say the oven is a really great way to finish off a dinner. Meat dishes tend to bring out the juices and vegan dishes tend to bring out the spices and the herbs, so it makes it really tasty. So I'm going to be cooking this meal for our dinner this evening, and of course while I was cooking it I thought I'd share the recipe with you. So here is how to make my delicious oven baked black bean chilli. Firstly, I'm going to preheat my oven to 160 degrees. To start the process, I've put a large saucepan and I'm going to put it onto a high heat on my hob. And I'm going to add a bit of oil to the base of that pan, and then I'm just going to leave the pan to heat up. The oil in the bottom of the pan has started to sizzle slightly and it is getting warmer, so I'm going to add the onions. So I have peeled and chopped sliced and diced, one onion. So I'm going to put that into the base of my pan. And I'm going to fry this until this starts to soften. The onions have started to soften, so I'm going to add in 1 clove of garlic that I have peeled and sliced as well. And I'm going to fry this for a further few minutes. So I forgot to say, but actually I'm making this dish for Ted, Howard and myself. So I've halved all of the ingredients. So I used probably about half an onion for this. And as I said, I've only used 1 clove of garlic as well. So if you're making it for 4, as the recipe suggests, then I would use 2 cloves of garlic. As you can see, my pan is getting a little bit hot at the bottom, so I'm just going to add a little bit of water to the base of the pan to stop everything from sticking. And I'm frying the garlic until it starts to go golden brown, which I think it has now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in my red pepper. I have actually used a whole red pepper because I do like red pepper, but if you're making it for half the amount, then you don't have to use a whole one. So I have topped the top off of the red pepper. I've removed the stalk and the core, and I have just sliced and diced it. So I'm going to pop that into my pan as well, and I'm going to fry the pepper for a few minutes. This won't soften as well as the onions does, just because it's a denser vegetable, but it's always good to heat it through for a few minutes before you add in the tomatoes and the stock. I do have some carrots and courgettes to add in as well, so I will add those in as well. But I'm just going to continue to fry this pepper until it sort of starts to soften, but it'll probably still be quite hard. The pepper has started to soften a little, so now what I'm going to do is I have peeled and grated half a courgette, because the courgette was quite large, and I've peeled and grated 1 small carrot. Now in the original recipe it says to peel and grate 1 large courgette and 1 large carrot, but as I'm only serving this for half the amount and a little one, then I've only used half of it. So I'm just going to continue to fry this for a further few minutes now until the courgette and the carrot starts to soften as well. All of the vegetables have started to soften nicely now, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in my spices. So I have about a teaspoon of mild chili powder. You can use medium or you can use hot as well. I'm actually feeding this to a child, so I only like to use medium. He likes spice, but he doesn't like it too spicy, I have to say. We're getting him used to that. And then I'm also going to add in a teaspoon of ground sweet cinnamon as well. And I'm also going to add in some dried mixed herbs as well. The cinnamon just adds a little extra sweetness without it being too sugary. So I'm just going to stir these round now. Oh, I can really smell those spices. It smells lovely. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour over a tin of tomatoes to that as well. So I'm just going to pour over the tomatoes like so. And I'm also going to add about, well, in the original recipe I said 250 mils, so I'm going to say about 175 mils of vegetable stock I'm going to add to that as well. You can use chicken stock if you're not a vegan, or you could use bone broth as well. I am actually using vegetable stock today. And then to that I'm going to add a tablespoon of tomato puree as well, and this just adds a bit of thickness to it. It just thickens the sauce quite nicely. And then I'm also going to add a tablespoon of tamari as well, which is a fermented soya sauce. So if you haven't got tamari or you can't get it, then you can always use this instead. So those are those ingredients in. And I must remember my salt and pepper. So before I go and get the salt and pepper, I'm just going to give this a little stir like so. And I'm going to add in my beans now. So in here I have about 100 grams. In the original recipe it was 200 grams. I have 100 grams of black beans, and I did have to add some cannellini beans to this just to even it out, because I didn't have enough black beans in my cupboard. So you can always use other beans. You don't have to use black beans. Black beans are quite tasty. They are one of my favourite beans, I have to say. But if you haven't got enough, or you can't get them, then you can always use another bean, like cannellini bean. Haricot beans are really nice as well. So yes, I'm just going to go and get my salt and pepper. So I'm going to add a pinch or two of salt to the chilli, and I'm also going to add in a little bit of pepper as well. Not too much, because we already have spice in it, but we do like a little bit of pepper. So obviously salt and pepper to your taste. And I'm going to put the lid back on this, and I'm now going to put this into the oven for about an hour. The chilli has been cooking for an hour, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just add in the kale, and I'm going to let this wilt down in the pan. So I'll just use a spoon to stir that around like so. And then I'm going to serve this with some rice, and it smells really good as well. So I'm really looking forward to my dinner now. That's how you make my delicious oven baked black bean chilli, and that recipe I will link in the description box below. As I mentioned earlier, I'm going to be having this for my dinner this evening, and as I said, it smells so good, I can't wait to eat it. So for now, that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to give me a big thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and please feel free to leave any comments below. And please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. See you all soon. Bye.